The European Union has one of the lowest fertility rates in the world right now, and there doesn't seem to be a good enough reason to believe that this number is going to go up anytime soon into the future. Having a fertility rate this low means that the current workforce in their 20s and 30s will produce future workforce that's going to be significantly less in number than what there is right now. This also means that the future workforce will have to take care of higher number of aging population than now. Some European countries have one of the best as well as one of the most expensive welfare programs in the world. To make sure that this program sustain and even expand in the future, you need to make sure that you have good economy, you have good number of working age population, and you have good amount of taxes paid to the government to make sure that these programs are well funded. Now, if you have a problem of population decline, you may not have enough working age population to ensure that all of these things go well. Many countries have recognized this as a serious problem and are trying to make sure that their citizens give birth to a higher number of children than what's there in the status quo. It's actually a very difficult thing to achieve, but there are some recognizable solutions for this. One of the ways is to increase the affordability of childcare and provide benefits to families so that they're encouraged to give birth to a higher number of children. This has actually gone quite well for some countries in the European Union. Some of them had very low fertility rate at the start of the 21st century, and right now there seems to be significant improvement. But there's a limit as to how far these policies can be useful. If there's a family that wants to give birth to a child but not able to do so because of financial reasons, these policies may be a push factor for that family. However, it may not be a push factor for that family to give birth to 3 more children. So there's a limit as to how far this policy can go in order to ensure that a large chunk of population is going to opt into the idea of higher number of births. And when it comes to benefits, countries will definitely not hand over enormous amount of money to their citizens so that they can have children. So there's a range as to how far these policies can actually be useful. The next option is to reduce labor shortage in a country through immigration. But this seems to be more challenging than we typically think it is, because many countries are unwilling to invite millions of immigrants from abroad who are going to be an equal part of workforce in their country. We're also seeing in many countries a sense of dissatisfaction towards already existing immigration policies. So the likeliness of people voting in for parties and governments that are more encouraging towards immigration in the long term seems to be quite low right now. So just like the previous point, there's a range as to how far these policies can go or be accepted in the society as a solution for the problems of population decline. On the other hand, I don't think there will be mandates coming in. For example, you must have 2 children per family or at least 1 child per family. I really don't see any of that happening in Europe. There's some help that technological development can provide. For example, if there's an industry that requires large level of humans that can be automated, then doing so may help fixing the problem of labor shortage specifically in that industry. But once again, we don't know how far this is going to go. It's not something that's been tested and tried out. So certain countries, especially those that have big economies, are in somewhat of a trouble right now, and there doesn't seem to be a one quick solution for this.